Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Bonsai Blacksmith. I have some unfortunate news. This tree here had died when I mounted it to this form. It didn't stand a chance. So what I'm going to do is remove this tree and take the lessons I've learned from it, and then take one of these Siberian elms and do the same thing. This time putting it in partial shade and in a bin of water, kind of a thing. So that way in the future, if I leave the tree for more than a few days, it doesn't dry out, the iron rod doesn't hold that heat and cook the tree, especially a young tree of this size. Now that form wouldn't stay there forever. It would be removed after some time, maybe 6 months to a year, once you've established that curve that you wanted. So let's get to it. So let's get this party started. I'm going to start by removing this tree and form. Should come right out. There's that. Strip this. Get the iron out. Should have brought my wire tongs with me to take the tree off, but since it's dead, I really don't. We can just be rough with it for now, unfortunately. So, lessons learned. Won't do that again. Won't leave it out in direct sunlight or 5 days without a good water source. It was supposed to rain while I was gone. It didn't rain. Of course not. The gambles you take sometimes aren't worth it. So it's good to be vigilant on that weather business. So there's the form. There's the old tree. Unfortunately, I'm going to throw it in the fire pit. There, into the fire pit it goes. You get these old pieces of aluminum out and pieces of tree. Some of that can decompose and make a more acidic soil, I suppose. Into the fire pit though for now. Oops. So there's that. There is some nice moss. I should probably preserve that. Hey, actually, probably right there. Keep the moss right there. Mix this up. See what we got going on. Got some more moss. We don't want to see that go away. Keep that around. Let's keep that around. I don't have much moss in my bonsai garden right now. Could definitely use it. Okay. Now, let's see if you guys can see my elms. I don't have a big close-up here, so let me just rearrange a few things. All right, so here's the elms close up. I'm gonna pick this one here, which is a mostly singular trunk. It's got a branch coming off it, which I could utilize. I think that's gonna be the most appropriate for the form here. If you go ahead and take a look at the form and size-wise and the tree, it makes some more sense. If I can zoom out for you for a second, perhaps. There you go. So you get that idea. See if we can go ahead and work with that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this tree out of the soil. Go ahead and dig around it. I grew these from seed. Very happy about that. They've done quite well here in Zone 11 in the South Atlantic. Far, far, far from Siberia or the northern climes that they're accustomed to. So I'm trying to get under this tree. Get the hand out of there, as you can see. There we go. Trying to lift up. Sometimes you gotta do it by feel too. You can see where that root went. Get down in there. Wow, those roots actually went down pretty deep. So that's gonna take some. That's gonna take some doing. I don't want to hurt the tree, so see if I can get down in there a little lower. No. So what I'm going to do is pull up my dirt thing, remove some of the dirt here to help get under that root system a little bit better. There we go. You can kind of see what I'm dealing with here. If we'll focus it, if I can. There we go. It's deep into this here, so I'm going to excavate this a little bit. And still chasing that root with my finger in here. And that root's all twisted up. But I think I finally got it. Here we go. This is the root system on that elm. Let's go ahead and plant that. I'm going to return the soil to these and keep these elms growing in this pot for now. So first things first, let's assess this root base. focus on that for you a little bit if I can. Getting a little dark here today. Sorry for the lighting. But I'm going to probably cut half. There's some finer roots in here. This is elm, notoriously for being tough and vigorous. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and cut this. I'm going to do 50% for now. I don't dare do more. So let's go ahead and do that cut. Oops. There's fibers. There we go. So there is that cut there. I'm going to leave this fibrous root in here for now. I'm not going to cut anything up top until I've put it to the form. So I've put some soil in here now. I've packed it in. It's got a mixture of small stones, like small, what do you call it there? Gravel. And we've got some compost and very small pieces of perlite. So that's been packed in there tight. So let's put that there. Now we're going to want to settle this in here with our iron form, like so. So we're going to get both of these things in there side by side. So that's my next step. So first I'm going to seat the tree in the air pot with this very long root. I'm going to do it on a slight angle, kind of like an L. If you can see that I've kind of bent it in an L shape. And I'm going to keep it up with the finger as I backfill it with soil. Pack that in there so it has some tension, some soil tension. That's important. Or the tree is just going to swing back at you when you let go of it. Or fall out completely like that. There we go. I'm going to probably have to put another kind of support in here because the iron support is quite heavy by itself. Get this filled up here, pack this in tighter so that tree has less of an inclination to kick over to the right or the left from my perspective. All right, so that's been packed in there quite nicely, as you can see. So it's getting dark, so I'm going to divide this into a two-part series, but this is the Siberian elm planted into the air pot, and with this I'm going to say good evening, and I'll take this up tomorrow where I'm going to take this form here and mount it into the pot and then train this Siberian elm to follow those curves. And thank you for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Until next time.